Welcome to the Kind K Show. Here's what we speak up on the We Backyard Tuesdays twist. And we'll be back after the short intermission.
Oh, that your body in Versace, she don't want it. She like it hot just like a coffee in the morning. And if you want it, then you gotta speak up on it. Said if you want it, then you better speak up on it. 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 Said if you want it, then you better speak up on it. Said if you want it, then you gotta speak up on it.
All right, we back, y'all.
Yo,
Back at it. We back at it. How y'all doing today?
a little premature earlier, huh?
AD, how that weather out there? Is it holding you or what?
Who here?
Yeah.
It's gonna be 74 tomorrow.
Oh man, look at
There you
her.
go. There we go. There we go.
Look at that smile she got on there,
I
boy.
know, right?
That's what happened when somebody from Cali go to Chicago. You know what I mean?
Who came to Chicago?
Ain't you in Chicago?
And she born and raised.
Oh, you born in Chicago?
Born and raised south side
Oh,
of Chicago,
you from the South Side too?
and
Okay.
still can't get used to this weather.
I thought you was from LA.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought you was from LA.
Nope, nope.
I was like, how did somebody from LA go to live in Chicago?
No, I wouldn't have did that.
Yeah. I be
We
like,
not.
hey, look here, me and my significant other would have some type of understanding. You know what I mean? Look here. What you say, D Mac, from this? What you say from September to April or May? I'll be in
Yeah.
California.
I told you, if I wasn't working, I would be out there from January to April. Me and my husband already discussed it.
Now, is he from Chicago or is he from
Born and
somewhere?
raised south side of Chicago.
Okay, all right. Well, he don't have the problem that you have, apparently.
He don't. Yep, he liked this weather. He don't
Yeah,
care. I
yeah.
care.
That's good.
So you care.
That's how it goes. Tim, what you got for us today?
What's happening? What's happening? So NFL news real quick. Levante David from
Hmm.
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers has retired after 14 season. He was a mainstay of that defense. Got him a Super Bowl out of it. I had him on my fantasy football team a couple of times and worked out very well. So he has finally announced his retirement. The Pittsburgh Steelers are still trying to see what the hell Aaron Rodgers is going to do. So he's doing the same crap he did last year and holding up that progress. So
Hey, look here. They need to go ahead and draft a damn quarterback regardless. You know.
right,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
Whether he come back or not, they got
Yeah,
they
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 need
need
they need to do that.
to put somebody on the roster.
And
Yeah, ridiculous.
last week, I don't know if I said this, but last week it was a bad rumor going around that Mean Joe Green had passed away. And they was all over social media. It was like, come on, y'all could do better than
That's
that.
terrible.
Y'all could do better
Was that on Facebook?
than that. It
Facebook
was
known
on.
for doing stupid shit like that. Like
Well, it
I'll
was
be
on
like, then
Twitter.
they always got to
So
go and Google shit and be like, they still alive.
Right.
They'll be like, what kind
Check,
of shit is this?
yeah,
fact check that stuff on Facebook, man.
For real, shit. Everything, fact check everything on Facebook for real.
everything.
Shit, you
And
know.
in college basketball, and me and DMAC had a conversation about this before the tournament started because I had a feeling this might happen. The North Carolina let Hubert Davis go. So
Oh, well, you know that was coming.
yeah.
You could see the writing on the wall on that one because you can't lose in the first round. They lost in the first round, right?
No, they lost in the second
It was the
round.
second
Oh,
round, but
second
they
round.
lost a 19-point lead
Yeah,
in
they
that
lost a
game.
19-point lead. So
No, either way, that team that has to go to Sweet 16 at least. Team
yeah,
like North
yeah,
Carolina,
yeah,
that kind of talent. Yeah, they should be able to. They should at least be able to make that.
yeah.
All
That's
right,
a fact.
all
He'll
right.
get
We'll
on
land
somewhere.
somewhere.
Sorry. So check this out. So today I'm gonna switch it up to Tuesday's twist. I'm gonna switch it up today. I didn't tell y'all what we was gonna talk about because We're gonna keep this kind of organic. So look, today in today's society, right? We got
I don't
kids that's
like it.
doing we got kids doing all kind of crazy stuff in these schools, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the question. Hot topic today. Da-da-da-da-da. Today's kids seem to be out of control. Why, how do we as a society fix the problem? They used to say it takes a village to raise a kid. It seem like villages are raising kids today, you know. What do you think is the problem, and how could we fix it?
2 inches thick and leather, 42 inches long.
Yeah, the ass whoopers need to come back. But the problem with that, the reason kids, one of the reasons, I ain't gonna say the reason, one of the reasons kids act up the way they do is because you can't whoop their ass, or you're gonna have child services at your fucking door, because somebody gonna say they being abused over at your house and that kind of thing.
What they have.
So I think it plays into, uh, you know, we always used to say it. Pain is a hell of a motivator,
Hmm.
right?
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
fear you know what I mean, and when kids are not afraid of consequences because they no longer get their ass whooped. You know, they the stuff that they doing doesn't, it's not landing them in prison or anything like that, so it's just enough mayhem to, you know, it's in between. It's in between the ass whooping and jail, and they ain't getting neither one. So,
Okay, okay, but D
uh,
Mac, what I'm talking about is you have an abundance of kids going back to schools and with firearms, right?
okay, okay,
Like we didn't have when we were growing up. That was unheard of. I've never heard that happening ever when we were growing up. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe.
You're
you're
not
not
wrong.
wrong.
Most of that
You're
stuff
not wrong.
So what happened? What happened?
most of that stuff unleashed when that Columbine jumped off. Before
Hmm.
Columbine, you didn't hear
Yeah,
nothing about all these
right.
mass shooting kids with guns and stuff like. Now you saw gangs might show up at the school and beat the crap out of somebody,
Right.
but that wasn't off the, and it was targeted. They knew who they were after. They wasn't just shooting, fighting, and beating up folks all willy nilly. Another
Hmm.
thing is like D-Mac said, these kids ain't scared of nothing. They don't have no respect. And then some of it I fault the parents and some of it I don't fault the parents. Because kids give in to peer pressure, that's one thing.
Hmm.
Then, like Troy said, you cannot when you discipline these kids, then everybody want to show up and you beat the kids and blah blah blah, and you don't have to beat every child. I could count on my one hand how many spankings I got because I was that kid. I didn't want to be yelled at. I didn't want to be whooped, and I had 8 examples in front of me to show me what not to do.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
but I didn't have social media either.
Right.
And the parents, if they would stop being friends with their kids and be parents with their kids, not saying all of them gonna turn out okay, because you still got to beat some of their tails. But you know what? You always, well, I want to soft parent them. Really? Time out? Well, time
Yeah, how's
out
that
if
working?
somebody knocking
How's
you
that
out.
working out for you? How's that working
How's
out
that
for you?
working out? And you know what? And
Hey,
some of these parents, they don't want nobody to say nothing to their kids. Now, I'm not saying you let somebody just roll up on your kid and you let somebody, beat your kid and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm sorry if I did something. I knew if my neighbor down the street, if Miss Carter saw me cutting up, please,
right,
she was gonna
Miss
snatch
Carter,
me
on your
up,
tail, right?
tell me I done lost my mind, and then drag me down the street to Stella Mac,
Yeah.
and it was gonna be on and popping. You
It was
can't
Yeah.
do
gonna be
that
on.
with these kids. You can barely look at people, children nowadays, without the parents getting the attitude.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then another thing, this to me, this part of it is huge. Because you're talking about these kids, going and shooting up the whole school and whatnot. Listen, there needs to be there needs to be an age limit on when you can or when you're able to even go hunting with your dad and go shoot a gun. There needs to be you you need to be certified at or whatever. There needs to be an age limit, and there needs to be a certification on kids who've learned how to shoot these weapons, because a lot of it is they know how to shoot them because they've gone on out in the wilderness with their dads and shot deer and shot animals and shot all that. They know how to shoot already, right? And nobody knows that they know how to handle a gun. None of these schools know that these kids know how to handle a gun. There needs to be something with, okay, you can't shoot unless you're whatever, 14, 50, whatever the age limit is, and you have to be certified, and that certification needs to have you in a database as somebody who knows how to shoot.
Well, you look here. When I was growing up, my father had he showed us how to use rifles and stuff like that. We used to, do little targets and stuff like that, but whatever. But I'm not gonna even go there. I never in my mind, it never crossed my mind. You understand? And like you said, you didn't hear nothing about this until Columbine, right? But nothing ever crossed my mind to ever take a weapon to a school and just and act like I'm in a damn video game. You know what I'm saying?
So you telling me you didn't take them Chinese stick nunchucks to school?
Well, no, because let me tell you something. I had a man in my house named Willie Harris, and no, and I already knew what would come with that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? If I ever decided
you.
to, like I told this story before. My grandfather hung a fan belt on a nail in the kitchen because the way the house was built, you had to walk through the kitchen to get out. No matter what door you're going out, you had to go pass through the kitchen. So it was a constant reminder not to let that fan belt come off that nail when you go outside. Now I call him the great psychologist. He ain't have but a seventh grade education, but uh, a great psychologist is what he was because nobody I've seen what that fan belt can do to one of my uncles, right? And so like you had the privilege of being the youngest and not and seeing what happened, you know, before it could get down to you. I was the baby, so I got the chance to see what it would be like if that fan belt ever came off that nail. You know what I mean? And
Right.
hey, that didn't look fun. You know what I mean?
No, I
Uh,
love other people examples.
oh, but
Yeah.
because I mean that's real stuff. So so the other question I was going to propose was, should corporal punishment be reinstated,
Absolutely.
reinforced in schools? Because
Yeah.
I think the last year corporal punishment was enforced was when I was in the sixth grade. That's the last I can remember. Our teacher had a big wood paddle, nice thick paddle. It had holes in it, and he named it Mr. Happy. You know, and I remember that you go to class for the first day, and the teacher, he puts on the board and hey, I'm Mr. Such and Such or Miss Such and Such, and he introduced Mr. Happy up front. He gave a whole presentation behind it, and I remember, and I never forget this. He said that this paddle had holes in it, so when it hit your ass, it would breathe. You know what I mean? And so I never wanted to experience um, that type of it. But I've seen somebody get it. But that's you have to have fear before you have respect. That's my point.
No
They
doubt.
don't.
And
I,
you know,
These
I
kids
think
don't
that's
fear
backwards.
nothing.
I think you have to have respect before you have to have fear. Because if you respect me, you will fear what I might do to you. But
right.
respect comes in all levels, and adults got to understand this. You want respect, you need to respect children too. You really do. All children are not disrespectful, but just because you're an adult, you don't get to say and do anything that you want to any and everybody. And as we get older, old people are mean, cruel, cantankerous, think they can say whatever they want to say, and you can't. I don't care who you are. You cannot. You cannot demand respect and be disrespectful. It just doesn't go like that. And we don't, these children are very smart because of the stuff they're allowed to be in contact and experience with. So, first of all, hear them out. Hear them out and see what they got to say. And then when they get it out, and it's a little disrespect up in there, sit down and talk to them first. That's first. Because some kids don't know they being disrespectful. They don't know. You got to teach them. You don't say that. And here's why you don't say that. Just like the other day, my granddaughter called her godfather fat. I said, first of all, y'all play with her too much. Because if she ever roll up on Granny and say, Granny, you fat, and think it's funny, it's not going to work out for her. Because, I don't play with her like that. But her mother did get on her and made her apologize. But her godfather was like, well, you a big bat. No, don't play with her like that. So that's disrespectful, and I didn't like that. These kids take it too far, and the adults allow them to take it too far. Explain to them first. Now, if it happened again, Now, pop! And now I told you that first time. It's not gonna be like the third, the fourth time. I'm gonna tell you one time, and I know you're smart enough to get it. But be respectful to them, just like you want them to be respectful to you. But then you got some of these, they get out of hand. And we talking about corporal punishment in school. And I know my child. She used to cut up in school. She was a good kid outside of school, but she would cut up in school. And I told her teachers, some of her teachers, if she get out of hand, you have my permission to tell. But for those that didn't have permission, you call me first. You don't put your hands on my child without letting me know first. And I might say yay, and I might say I'm on my way up there.
Right.
Because I would spank my daughter in the middle of school.
I know. My parents
I
were saying.
dared them to call the police. I dared them to.
Well, back then though, they gave you had to. It was a note you took home, and you signed the permission. You gave the teacher that permission if that was
Not
okay.
when my kid was going to school.
No, well,
No.
your kid's younger than me, so I'm talking about when I was going to school. Our parents had they signed a waiver or permission, some type of slip saying that it was okay if he acted up in school for this paddle to come out on that behind. That's what I'm saying.
My teacher they just no.
And
My
but
teacher. No,
but
no.
you like here's the thing though too. Like we said, it take a village to raise kids, right? I remember you can get your ass whooped down the street and come home and still get your ass whooped, right?
Yep. Yep. Matter of fact, you was begging the person down the street not to tell.
Yeah,
And
yeah, because
I was gonna say so. Let's back up a little bit, and Pop is on, and he can contest to this. When we grew up, you didn't touch that shotgun that was in the corner of the wall. You were told once, "Don't touch my shotgun," and you didn't touch. You looked at it, but you didn't touch it, right? So that was the respect for that. Um, this block that we grew up on, you had people who watched out for other people's kids.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, the lady that used to live across the street was looking out her window one day. Some of the kids from around the corner came over in a little moped. I got on the moped. I went 3 feet, right? Mom came home. Mom was like, "How was your day?" I said, "Fine." She said, "You do anything?" "No." She was like, "Yeah, if I ever hear you on another motorcycle again, I'm going to kick your ass." That's the house across the street. And we hated her in that aspect for being that way, but she was the one that had every parent's ear. So that was that village that we used to have. You don't have that type of village anymore. So then you fast forward it up. Timeout fucked everything up. When you start putting kids on timeout, that killed everything. That's when Columbine happened. Right after timeout was. So that was parents being a punk. I think our generations punked out. Our kids' generations, if they have kids now, are double punked out. But you can't you can't live on the street no more. There ain't nobody. If somebody say, yeah, your kid was doing such and such, what's the first thing they gonna say? All right,
Not
but
my
you don't.
baby.
Yeah, you don't tell my kid what to do or stay out of my business.
There it is, right there. There it
So,
is.
and that kid could go break in somebody's house.
Yeah,
And they
yeah,
see your kid breaking in the house. Like, why you being nosy?
yeah, yeah.
So that there it's just a generation of somewhere lessons weren't being taught, but once timeout was given, everything was taken off the board.
Okay.
And
Would you
which is ridiculous.
so do you think did we let our children down? Um, did we let our children down by removing some of these
Overall,
what's
yes.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
overall,
yeah.
yes.
Because these kids they don't do nothing no more. They don't go outside. They don't play outside no more. You
They
don't see
can't. They might get shot. My husband and I was just
see
talking
that's
about
and that's so ridiculous. That is just so. I mean, that used to be a punishment for us. You can't go outside. That used to be the
it.
punishment.
Right.
And you be
Right.
looking out the window, seeing all them kids playing outside. Boy, that was the worst. One of the worst. My dad used to give us options. You want a whooping or you want to get punched? Man, just give me the whooping so I can get it over because I want to go outside and play. You know what I'm saying? You
I have
know,
a limp the rest of the day,
yeah,
but you
yeah. The whooping ain't gonna last too long. You 2 or 3 minutes maybe. You know what I mean? Depending on how old you was, you got real tough with it. You know what I mean? Yeah, and don't act like you ain't gonna cry because it make last a little longer. But
Go on and
go and
cry
let
it
it out.
out.
Just go and let it out, dog. Go
Cry
and
it
let it
out
out.
real
Then,
quick.
then you can go.
Get it
Yeah, then you can go
right?
outside. Then you can go outside and play. You know what I mean? So, but what is it? We didn't just I was video games and just took over everything with the kids.
Yeah.
TV, television, right?
Barney,
Social media.
What you say,
Period.
Barney?
Barney, because mothers just start pushing their kids right in front of Barney, and
Oh
and and,
man,
and going to
Barney,
Blues
Elmo.
Clues.
Blue
All this that
You
Clues.
know
took over.
what? It's like people don't take their kids to the library anymore, and
No,
I
they
hate
don't.
that.
I ain't.
I
Hey, look,
once a
library
week
card. What's
we
a
tell
library
them how to
card
go
now?
to the library, and so I had to take Skylar now. She don't take as much as I used to take her, but she
Yeah.
does take her every now and then for her to get a book or something, because you could easily access everything online. But these kids need to know how
Resource.
to. Yeah, they
Resource.
need some resources now. Our library, that's the loudest library I've been. They be having bands downstairs. Like,
Mm.
I said, what kind of library is this? Ain't no, shh,
Right.
not,
Right.
not in South Holland's library. It's be
Right.
straight parties going on every weekend.
Wow. Wow. Now
It
that's
is. I
fire.
can't.
That's fire.
But at least it's a good resource. The kids can go, and then you don't have as many community centers because the government's using money for every other stupid little
Right,
thing. They're shutting
right.
down community centers. They're taking activities out of schools, and then when they do have activities in schools, the parents don't want to show up and participate. It's a shame. I could go past a high school football game, and unless I'm in the South or somewhere, it's about 20 people in the stand. 20 in a whole stadium.
Wow.
We used to go to the games and be packed.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you see
Hey,
what
what
Pop
Jason
said? You see what Pop said right there? He said, "My time I was when Mary
was
switched hands with that, with that belt."
With that belt.
That's when he had time out when she switched hands with the
Had
belt.
about 5 seconds.
Hey
Time out.
man, look
About
here.
5 seconds.
Yeah, they give you a good chance to breathe. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's for sure. I
Ramo.
like that one. I like that one, Pops.
hey,
That's
you,
a
you
hot one.
hey, ask any kid under the age of 25, put a watch in their hand that got hand dials on it, and ask
Oh,
them to tell you
please.
the time.
Oh man, please.
They don't teach they
They
don't
don't even
teach
teach that shit
time
anymore
in
in school.
school, and they don't teach money.
They don't teach time. They don't teach money. These kids don't know how to sign their names.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
No.
ain't, they ain't doing nothing. Hey, look here. I don't even know why you even give a kid homework nowadays when Google gonna answer every question on the homework page. You know what I'm saying? How do you gonna
Right.
know? Only way you gonna know is when they take the test whether they actually read the
That's
book.
it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Taking
then
stuff
some
Yeah.
of
home
these
just to put some
schools,
shit on paper is just it's just a waste of time nowadays. I think. You
some
know.
When
of these
Chasen was a
schools,
sophomore in high school, and they had the football team, they had the senior day. It was like 12 seniors. There
Hmm.
were only 5 sets of parents. So
You
you
said
had coaches walking the kids as a senior, and the game was a night game, so it wasn't like the parents, you know, if you
They
got
could have
off at
shown
6
up.
o'clock.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so I mean
it's
that's a
sad.
lot. Yeah.
It's sad.
I
And you
I
know,
just want go ahead,
boo
go
hoo
ahead.
on parents that don't step in to help. Okay, I got one child, but you know what? If I know she got 10 friends that need to be escorted down, guess what? I'm gonna recycle myself.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You
change
going
my outfit, but listen, all of them gonna be walked in by Miss Bridges.
I know that's right.
No kid should be felt to be alone if somebody else can step up.
That's
Make
true.
it-
That's true. Because
It, it
you still found kids today though. I had to check a kid one day. Me and my mom was in the store, and this kid was just cussing. Man, you don't
Mhm.
see. First of all, I'm standing here, and I'm an adult, and over 50, but my mama's standing here too. You know what I
right,
mean? You know,
right.
man,
That's
I
in
don't
front of
do
your
that in front of.
grandmother.
I don't do that in front of my mama. You sure I ain't gonna let you do it in front of my mama?
That's
You know what I
right.
mean? Yeah. But that you don't see that no more. You don't see. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Or I'm sorry. You know what I mean? You have to
No.
Yeah.
really. Yeah. I mean, we would never do that. Never do that in front of our parents. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I don't
and
understand.
here's a public service to the parents. Never ever use, unless you're sick health wise. I don't want to hear that you're tired.
Oh, thank you.
Our grandmothers, our great grandmothers, who used to work as maids, who would have to catch the bus 2 hours across town to go clean somebody's house,
Yep.
would come home
Cook
and cook
meal.
meals, sew your pants so you can go to school, help you with homework if they could. Pop was out working 2 and 3 jobs, trying to make ends meet, come home. She had dinner for him. I don't want to hear that you fucking tired. Tired
Mm-mm.
from what? From what? Driving on the 405 freeway?
Yeah.
What?
Right. Say sacrifice, because you
Yeah.
ain't
The-
tired when it's time for you to go to brunch with your girls,
yeah,
or
Right.
you,
we outside, we outside. But are you outside with your children?
Right.
that's what I was getting ready to say. The problem lies where these parents want too much social life after you done had a child. When you have a child, it's not about you anymore. You got
Say it.
Right.
eight. You got at least an 18-year sentence. You got at least an 18-year
At
sentence.
least.
At
That's
least,
Right.
yeah.
at least.
You can get out every now and then, but your weekends ain't yours. You
No.
know,
No, your life is not yours.
your evenings ain't yours unless you got a spouse who say, yeah, go on and go to happy hour. I got the kids. You know, y'all done work something out. You,
Yeah.
your social life when you have a child is
It's
done. You better
over.
talk on the phone.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
over.
And you know
And you
what?
know
And I
what?
don't want. I don't want to continue to always sound like I'm bashing women, so I'm gonna hit the men on this one too. As if you left your situation right, y'all might not have been married. You don't, and you guys always say, "Well, she tripping, she tripping." You know what? Fuck that. Fight for your child. Fight for the
Thank you.
right to see your child. Fight for the right to get your child more than once every 2 weeks.
Wow, man.
Fight that.
Why men? That's my question to you all. Why are most men scared to take that fight on, to go to court, to make sure that they have time with their little children? Why are they so scared? Is
They
it
ain't,
time you don't want to give up? Is it
they
money
ain't,
you don't want to give up? What
they ain't
is it?
scared of shit. They ain't scared of shit. They not willing.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
look,
They're not
you
willing
really,
because
yeah.
they can have a social life.
Hey, man, look here. Hey,
They can
talk
have
to
a social life.
you talking to somebody who damn near raised both of his kids. You know what I'm saying? I did the single father thing. You know what I mean? So I'm just telling you, if you really want to, you can get it done.
Right.
Hey, it's all about you though. You know what I mean? So it's really no excuse. You know.
Cause, cause that woman again want her social life too. She'll let you have them kids. You want to pick them up today? Fine. I'm going to happy hour. I see you. Make sure
Hey,
they
D
got
Mac, even if she don't want you to,
right,
if you want to, it
right.
really is you can make it
Absolutely.
happen. You can really
You
Make
got
make
it
you can make it
happen.
happen.
Even like you say, even if
Yeah.
she don't want to,
Even if
take her
she
to
don't
court.
want to, at a
Yeah.
certain age, man, please.
You got
And
to be willing, bro. You got to be willing.
you got to be willing
Put
to
the time
put the
and
time in.
sacrifice in.
Yeah.
And in some cases where, let me just speak for my case. I used to tell Rochelle's dad when we split up, I said, he wasn't working at one point. I said, it's not about what you buy her. I said, just come and spend quality time with her because that's what she needs. It's
Right.
not like she's lacking anything, but she need
Right.
quality time with you.
Right.
Now they're older. His Rochelle is his youngest child. They're older now. Y'all don't call me. Y'all don't do this. Y'all don't do that. Bruh, you didn't put that time in.
Yeah.
If you had
Yeah.
to put it in, I mean, they call them every now and then, but not
Right.
like they dote on mom. So
Right.
I'm like, oh well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you want, like I said, it's really on the individual. There's no excuses. Really, it
No.
really isn't.
No.
When you go in there and you got your stuff together, you'll get exactly what you want. It don't even matter. Who care about whatever the money? Don't be worried about what you give her for money. You know what I mean? You're talking about what she might use and spend on. Hey, at some point, she's going to have to spend whatever it is on that kid. Doesn't
But
even matter.
that's
If you
frustrating
don't,
too.
you got the
It don't
receipt.
matter what she spend it on.
Yeah.
Is your kids stanky, dirty,
Right.
hungry,
Right.
without? If
Right.
they not, it's none of your business what she's spending it on.
Absolutely.
You seeing your child being well taken care of.
And that's
So now
all she matters.
you gonna try to follow the money?
No,
Was you
no.
following her to the emergency room when that baby got sick in the middle of the night?
Hey, you know what it
Right.
is. They want them to be miserable without them. That's what it is. That's what they think, right?
That's
That's
it.
what all it is. It's like you want that woman to be miserable, thinking that she can't do it without you. You know what I mean? So you don't want to give no kind of support, it's sad. It's a sad thing, but when your kid is suffering, you know what I mean? And it ain't just suffering just because you ain't taking care. It's because you're not providing,
It's
financial
emotion.
for them. Yeah, yeah. It's what happens. You'll let so much time go elapse, and then this kid is grown now, or a teenager, or or a young adult, and then now you too embarrassed to even come together to try to to have a relationship with them at this point because you didn't let so much time elapse. You know what I mean?
Get
So
over yourself. Get over that embarrassment.
yeah,
Let
you
me
be
tell you,
embarrassed. They be
men,
embarrassed.
it is up to a man to affirm their children.
Absolutely.
Affirmation comes from the father. That's all the way back in biblical times. You didn't see Sarah affirming her child. You saw Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob affirming their children. You saw David affirming Solomon. You ain't see when the mothers got involved in the Bibles, that's when stuff got messed up. I ain't gonna lie. Only a couple of mamas got it right in the Bible. But
Right.
it is up to the fathers to affirm their children, their
Right.
girls and their sons.
Now
It is.
this is the problem to that. With so many young boys growing up without a father, they have no clue on how to be a father. They have no clue how we talked yesterday about being affectionate. They don't know how to be affectionate with a woman because they have nobody teaching them that. A man a man can only teach a man how to be a man. A woman can't teach a man how to be a man.
Nope.
No, they
You
tried,
can
but you
just
can't.
teach him how to be respectful. She can't show him how to be a man. But if there are no male presence, if you see a young man want to chase his friends, he don't have no male presence in the life as you as a community, what you gonna do about it?
Yeah, there
What
you
you gonna
go.
do about it?
I
Look,
said that to go. That's the village. That's what I'm trying to tell. That's what I talk about.
And
Villages
and
aren't
it,
making. Villages aren't raising children no more. They not even. You're not even. You don't see it. No. You don't see it
For
happening
those
no more.
that you can, who parents allow you
They allow
to,
you to. Right.
will
Right.
you put in that time?
That's
Will
it.
you
right.
make that? Are you willing to make that sacrifice?
Yeah.
Some will, some won't. I prayed earnestly when Rochelle was little because I really, really wanted to get married when she was younger because I just wanted that male figure in her life. My brothers and them, they didn't live in town. They all lived in Minnesota, and they wouldn't have been much of a father figure anyway, unless we lived close by land or we lived close by my brother Robert. But them other ones, please.
Right.
No, no, I would have kept her away from them fools. They'd have taught her how to cuss. That's what they would have taught her how to do. But nevertheless,
She done learned something though.
But you know what? You know what? Not the cousin part. But she can truly say that because of like where we attended church and the people I had her around,
Mm-hmm.
she got what she needed when she needed it. And
Right.
then when she was 17, that's when Gina and I got married. And when
Mm.
I tell you that man has poured a lot out into her and kept me from killing her, and she don't when she's talking about him to her friends, she
Yeah,
don't say my stepfather, she say my dad. Now she
absolutely.
calls her dad too, but
Yeah,
she says my dad.
that's right.
She got more
That's
than
right.
one. And that's all right.
Ain't nothing wrong with having more than one. You know what I mean?
But
Ain't nothing wrong
in
with
this
that.
generation, with the mouth of these kids, you know what the first thing they say? You ain't my daddy.
You ain't my daddy.
And that's
You
when
ain't
they
my,
need. Hey, that's when the other parents should check them too.
that's when the parents gotta step
That's when
in.
your parents got to stand and check them for that. You know what I mean? Because if this man is sitting up here and providing resources, and he's there for you and making sure you got a roof over your head and doing all that, that should never come out your mouth. You know what I'm
And
saying?
she has never said that to
Yeah,
Eugene.
don't
Even
be
when he
saying no
was
stuff
just a
like that.
kid.
Don't be
She's
saying no
never.
stuff, but you ain't my daddy. That type of stuff. That's some wild stuff right there. The man, he helping you. He aiding and assisting. So he doing something. You know what I mean?
And it
That,
goes both ways
he
because
do.
we raised Eugene's son. When Gene and I got married, his son was like, I think he was 9 or 10, something like that. And he lived with us.
Right.
And so, yeah, that was quite an adjustment for this black woman. And especially with me being such a disciplinarian. I'm strict.
Right.
I am strict. I will not apologize for that. And James baby, he was spoiled. He was spoiled and he knew how to play two ends against the middle with his parents. Please. But I only had to whoop him one time. Just once.
Hey, look here. Sometimes that's all it take. That's all it take.
Yep.
That's
But
all
to
it
this
take.
day,
That's all it take. If you smart, I always tell him if
he
you
wants
smart.
something or he needs some advice, he
Yeah.
has no problem with calling me. You know, he called me Miss Dorothy. Miss Dorothy, blah, 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 blah. Miss Dorothy, blah, 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 blah. He'll call me in a minute. And
Yeah.
I don't have no problem asking him nothing. Are you having sex? Don't bring no babies up in here.
I
Who
know
you
that's
date?
right.
That's right.
Right. And his mama is very active in his life. That's where he lives now, in Kentucky, where his mama is. But
Mm-hmm.
nevertheless, I treat him just like my son. And I don't call him my stepson because I don't step on him. I call
That's
him
right.
my bonus son.
As you should. As you should. That's how you keep. That's how you keep them held accountable too.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, D Mac, what you got for him today? We about to get up out of here, man.
And like I say, it's always funny when our conversation leads right into what I'm getting ready to say. So here's the thought of the day. People are gonna dislike you for many reasons in your life. Your mouth shouldn't be one of them.
There it is.
So says the shepherd.
Uh,
Oh,
yes, yes, sir. Subscribe on our channel. Rumble. Go to the Rumble app. Download the app. Subscribe to the channel. Give us a like. Share a comment with your neighbors, friends, and family members. We appreciate it. And we'll see you tomorrow on Wealth Wednesdays. Don't forget tomorrow on Wealth Wednesdays.
Uh,
And we out.